know why OBS keeps switching that. There we go. Stream sound should be a thing now. Uh, yeah, like that we're streaming the browser at 60 FPS because that's required. So anyhow, as we last left off in our adventures here in Ilhern, nope. Apparently, I still have the stream open on the other thing. No, I don't want to hear my ugly voice. Stop! Stop it! There we go. Joe taking the lead in the return of Ridra as a personal quest amongst the party, had made various contacts throughout here throughout Innsland, including a former contractor, Kreia, one who the only Union and Joe had previously worked with in a transport job to Haim, uh, as well as one of her colleagues who has hired or suggested that the cost would be significantly reduced should they go and acquire a very specific flower for the ritual involved in attempting to create for Ridra a new body, as she's currently trapped within a ring. Um, Having sent Union and Kotark to the docks, things got a little out of hand very quickly, as Union, being very trusting, let his guard down and was pickpocketed by apparently a small child with fairly nimble fingers. This resulted in interrogations on the street. Kotark then being sent off, that Union was going to handle this. It's fine. Go get us a boat. And Kotark split away right as Union was officially arrested, thus not witnessing it. The two of you, I don't know if Union's come back yet, but
I'm back.
Okay, the two of them have had their own dealings that we will keep to the shadows. Where we'll be picking up right now is with Tempest and Arson.
Hi.
Currently at your rented room here within one of the many inns of Innsland, sorting yourselves out, getting prepared mentally for the journey, which I believe y'all said was going to be tomorrow. I think that was roughly the plan. As a note, this would be mid-afternoon, far as any training pickups. Tempest.
Didn't I go to the training in the morning?
That's what I'm saying. This is mid-afternoon. You will be done with that.
Oh, okay. I want to try to work with Arson to see if he wants to help decipher.
Kind of cut off at the end.
Oh, sorry. Work with Arson to see if he wants to help decipher
the Ridra notebook. You
yes. Right.
Push talk like another 3 seconds or so.
Sure, I will assist with this.
Thank you. Sorry, Discord, I hate it.
I believe that would be a investigation check, if I remember correctly.
I think it's just flat intelligence.
It was intelligence and it had to beat an 18?
19.
Had to beat a 19, okay.
You have advantage because assisting.
I'm trying to find her intelligence.
Okay. So I believe that would be a success.
It is. I can throw those your way.
That would be appreciated.
Thank you.
File juggling over here. Now that is the first of 2 notebooks, is what I'm seeing here.
3 notebooks. The second one is just barely any words. There you go. Sent.
Thank you. I'll probably share these with Arson because that's what Tempest would usually do, but she's gonna read.
Alrighty. Ow, fuck.
Can I send you my email? Because I can't open Google. I can't open it.
Can open what?
Can't open the file.
I'll copy it into the drive.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Was trying to open it up on my end. Where'd it go? Alrighty, I will worry about that later. Because I just now want to open up. Apparently, OpenOffice does not recognize that file type. Okay, so other than that, that would it takes a fair bit. The two of you sitting at the desk together, working through the decently complicated mixture of different languages, symbols, and just general Ridraisms before you come to the conclusion and have officially made and successfully deciphered the first notebook. During that time, we pan over to Sarah.
That's me.
It's you! Dun 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 dun. Well, Sarah, having parted ways after the wholesome interaction with Union prior to the brief but thorough meeting with the rest of the party, what did you do?
I went to church to pay my respects to the dead.
All right. Pretty much going back to the same temple. It's as busy as one expects it to be in the middle of the day. There you can find that as you enter and turn to the left is the small section devoted to the Raven Queen, the shepherd here as far as it's concerned, and there you may pay your respects.
Yep. Mostly to my own party. I don't know these people still, or who died with them.
Well, the people that came with us that died mostly came back.
They only were mostly dead.
Yeah.
He got better. All right.
Yeah, that was my main plan.
Which shifts us over to Joe.
Okay.
You would have just finished your earlier meeting with Kreia, having brought to her your revisions. Inspired revisions, I think would be the. We'll flag it as inspired revisions.
Right.
Do you have anything else you want to do within this this day's play?
Nothing really comes to mind. That was pretty inspirational. I mean, I want to get ready to leave as quick as possible because um, it's very important that we fulfill this quest as quick as possible.
Okay.
But I don't. There's really nothing else that I think I need to get. Let me double check. Make sure I've got all my supplies. Where's my supplies?
Back at the table in the inn where you keep leaving them.
No, they never leave my person. Oh yeah, wait, I've got 20. I'm good. All my supplies are packed. Um, so yeah, we're ready to go.
So comforting hearing. I've got 20. And just like, and no context. 20 watts. Just, I got 20. 20 bullfrogs.
20.
Alrighty. So we will pan the camera now back to the docks as we round out our day. Down twists and turns, unplanned for sure, to a fairly bloodied ivory form of Union crumpled against a wall. Your foe lays at your feet, as well as your escorts.
Okay.
I remind, it is broad daylight, and as you look down towards the street side of the alley, you can see that there is a decent amount of foot traffic.
Okay. Um. So Union is very injured. Um. He would slowly try and rise, sort of leaning up against the wall and start staggering his way toward the docks, trying to. So one way leads to docks, one way leads like further into Innsland.
It would lead further into the more warehouse district and eventually in towards the center city, um, back where you're more familiar with the surroundings of noted arson.
Union is gonna turn, look toward the path that leads back toward the inner city, but then look down at the two guards that died, and sort of sigh and begin making his way back toward the more crowded area of the docks.
As the sun falls upon you as you step out from the shadowed alley, there is the piercing scream of a woman and the sound of a basket dropping from not too far from you. I mean, you look like hell. Head to toe, covered in blood. On the upside, you don't have your sword in your hand.
Help! Someone get the guard. Help!
While not uniformed individuals, those that approach you, there are three gentlemen. One a halfling in what looks to be raggedy leathers, but every now and then you catch the glint of decent chainmail underneath the leather breastplate, accompanied with swift alacrity two others in similar dress, two humans. halfling makes a point to. He says nothing to you as he puts a hand and kind of like starts to push you back into the alley, looking up and down the street. The woman that's screaming,
Ah,
it turns and starts running.
what are you? Easy, man. What are you doing?
Must be new around here. Torn to
Get
shit.
Yes, there has been murder.
Just gives two little head nods, and the humans, both of them, take either corner of leading into the alley and sort of post up. Well, come on then, show me your mess. Quick, quick.
Man, I'm barely holding my guts in. Come on, this way. Two guardsmen dead and an assailant.
As you come
You need
back, there are only the bodies of the guards.
merciful. Let thunder up above. There was a tiefling like me, but with dark skin. He killed the guards and attacked me.
You can see the halfling very quickly assessing the situation. Kneels down by one of the guards, starts checking for breath, checking by the neck, and then begins rummaging through the guards' pockets.
Union will just look very incensed and take a step forward. What are you doing?
Investigating. What's it look like?
That man's possessions are not yours.
You accusing me of something here? I'm investigating.
You
No
are
blood.
not a guardsman.
You're right. Fuck the guards. At least around here, they don't do anything. Look, be glad I got here before they did. No stab wounds.
Indeed. I did not kill them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a story I'd tell too. Okay, grab his legs. Come on, then.
Oh, you have two men. I'm fine. Very pained, Union bends down and grabs his legs, one of the legs of the guards.
Begins to haul it deeper into the alley and approaches a refuse bin.
No! Union will sort of drop the legs and take a step forward. No, I'm not putting men in refuse like they were trash. These men were just doing their jobs. It's because of me that they are dead.
So, did you kill them? I'm getting mixed messages here, man. Look, first mess we clean up for free.
They deserve that. What of their families? What of a burial?
Oh, right. Righteous on the docks. Alright, lad, look. Let me square up with you here. You're in territory. You have two dead guards that you say you didn't kill. I'm trying to help you.
Why?
It's the nice thing to do.
You were just pilfering a dead man's purse.
I didn't touch his purse. He flicks a tag at you with the guard's identification.
You will attempt to catch it and look at it.
It fumbles for a second as there's a pained feel from your abdomen, your opened abdomen. Sure enough, it is more or less the guard's identifier.
You know, look it over. What were you doing with this? Why do you want this?
Makes the anonymous tip a little more credible. You can hear from down the alley a sharp whistle. Time's wasting.
I... Fine. Fine. Let that preserve me and protect me from evil. Reach back down to pick up the legs.
There's a lad. There's a lad. 1, 2, 3. Rushes over, begins to do the same thing, checking the pockets of the other guard. And best you can tell, best as you can tell, he's true to his word and goes nowhere near the guard's purse. But you do see him pocket a similar object. Come on then. Hear the heavy boots from here. Sure enough, there is a rather clamorous sound making its way down the streets.
Alright, let's just get this bloody business done with.
As the two of you dispose of the bodies, he motions like, I'm gonna need that marker back, if you don't mind.
Fine. Just extend it in a sort of shaking hand.
Reaches up, takes it from you. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go away from the streets. You're gonna take a left at that first alley. There'll be a black door. Knock 3 times, pause, and knock twice. Tell Halfert sent ya.
Halfert.
Halfert, yes. Halfert sent ya. We'll get you cleaned up, stitch you up a little. Like I said, your first mess, free. You come bring another mess, you better bring some gold.
Very, very well. I didn't kill them.
That's what I'd say too.
Bless the thunder. And Union's gonna turn and head in the directions indicated.
Okay. As you begin to make your way around, the halfling lets out a sharp whistle, and glancing over your shoulder, you see the 2 humans break away back into the streets and more or less meld into the crowd. The halfling passes you and keeps going in a straight line down the alley. And it's not long before you arrive at the preconditioned black door. A simple wooden structure that seems to have been more or less carved into the back of another building.
Excuse me. Sorry. Knock 3 times, pause, and then knock twice.
Coughlin was rather in character as some spittle falls on the door. A slate opens, and you see 2 solid black eyes staring back out at you. No words are said.
Halfert sent me. I need help.
You can hear a bolt release, and the door is opened. Inside is pitch black, and as you adjust from the low light of the overhanging sun in the alleys into your full-on dark vision, you can see that there are a multitude of figures. Looks a handful of bunk beds. Most importantly, a table in the middle where a hunched-over woman of some species, humanoid for sure. The figure at the door you see is a orc.
Will just sort of move a hand showing the bloody gash in his side and various other wounds.
Gives you a little head nod.
I was told you could help me.
Halford, huh?
Yes.
Well, take a seat. We'll see what we can do. Get him some drink. Patients are gonna need it. This ain't gonna be gentle.
Good.
And that is where we will pan away to Kotark. It's been a few moments since your discussion took place. You've begun your search, as described, for the very specific entryway. Would you kindly give me an investigation? Intelligence if you're just looking, charisma if you intend to ask around. Intelligence it is. Takes the better part of an hour. But sure enough, you catch first the sign just swinging there of a simple bowl with the evergreen door. Well painted.
Is the bowl well painted or the door?
The door. A very rich green.
All right, I'll no.
Silence for a moment. Yeah! It's open!
I don't know why that seems suspicious, but all right, I'll open it.
As you open the door and light floods in, you can see that there are a handful of candles lighting the interior. And there, a middle-aged man, the middle part of his head bald with a few haphazard wisps remaining, um, but otherwise a pretty heavy-set mutton chop. Is in the middle of stowing something under the table at which he's present. All around you, you can see a handful of children scattered about on benches, sipping quietly. All eyes on you as they enjoy their soup. Aye, you bring a little one, or what's your business?
I'm looking for a little girl.
Ah, looking to adopt? How kind of you.
No, she's gotten in trouble.
I beg your pardon, one of my little ones. All angels they are. And you see several of the kids kind of hunch over, mostly the young ladies, as you've already kind of called them out. But definitely a tension in the air rising.
Do I recognize any of the kids?
Perception check. About 3 tables deep to your left, you didn't see your hidey hole compatriot. She stands out as she is what is at the moment the only one not locking eyes with you.
That girl there. What's her name?
Go on, lie. class. The gentleman asked you a question. Susan. It's nice to meet you.
You can't tell, social interactions are not my strong point.
You trying to say little Susie did something to you? I'm gonna have to ask you to come back with some proof.
Not to me, but a acquaintance earlier today.
Today, Susie's been here all day, helping me mop down the boards. Ain't that right, Susie? Yes. For the record, you can tell she was not prepared for that lie. But he was very believable. But she kind of flubbed it.
Well, I just happened to see a girl that looked exactly like her earlier today, passed by, bumped into my acquaintance, and shortly after, his money's missing.
Well, I mean, if you look around, darling, there's a lot of little girls like her. But not my little angels. They're as sweet as can be.
So they don't get out at all, you're saying?
Oh, of course they go out and do errands, but little Susie was with me all day. About 20 or so seconds into this presumed stare down you're having with the man, as you're 99% sure he is lying, he's really good at it. There is the sound of wood scraping against wood, little feet barefoot running in a back room to his right. Papa, look what I got! As the kid freezes in the doorframe and goes, "Oh, company." You stupid brat. He's in the middle of holding a very, very shiny gold necklace in his hand in presentation.
Are you training thieves here?
What? Thieves? No. This is a little rascal. Scavengers. People drop stuff. It happens, right? He found it on the ground. We present it and try to return it to their rightful owners. Right? Yes, Papa. What I'm hearing is a stranger has walked into our little abode and is accusing innocent children of theft. I ought to call the guards on you. Interrupting the safe harbor I have presented these children.
I'm sure that's why this place is known for the little thieves that run about.
Gives you a smirk. Hypothetically speaking, if your friend was stolen by damn it, Joe, that's just broken. Um, was a victim of one of my little angels. That doesn't make it better. um, oh God. Sorry, helmet. 1 second, I collect myself because I just got something with like no context. Anyhow, just what were you planning to do about it? Barge in here and threaten innocent children with violence?
Quite the opposite. I fear my accomplice is acquaintance, sorry, is a little irritated with the loss of his money and might be prone to irrational actions. I'm trying to keep her safe.
Persuasion. Keeping her safe, huh? I tell you what. Get me 20 rations, and I might happen to find this acquaintance's goods for you. After all, we're very good at finding things that people lose.
All I need is 20 rations.
That's it, just 20 rations. I've got a flock of angels to feed after all.
Very well, I'll be back with that then.
We'll be waiting. And, good sir, if you think this is a chance to step out and go get some reinforcements. And he trails off from there, just giving you this suddenly very venomous glare.
To deal with children? Why on earth?
Why, indeed. They're all actually gnomes, master assassins.
Oh no.
You,
I was gonna
that's
say-
right.
I was gonna say, but we would never hurt a child in this group.
I
He
have
broke
not
the
stood
kid's
opposed.
arm! We literally
You shot
can't
a
say
kid!
that!
I've done nothing to a child.
Yet.
Hey,
Fair.
I'm terrified.
And with that, you're able to back out. No worse for wear.
Now I just go on a manhunt for Sarah?
I mean, she'd be at one of three places: your hidey hole, the inn she's staying at, the church.
I actually just double checked if the little girl's name was Sarah as well.
Susan. Little Susie, the precious angel that you
Who
have
blames Lucy?
have accused of such wrongdoing.
Alright, I'm gonna check the inn first.
How long would you have spent at the temple, Sarah? Would be about mid-afternoon when she's starting to, when Kotar's starting to look for you.
I mean, I was just going to pay my respects and, you know, do the whole praying for a good, safe adventure and then probably head back.
Okay,
So not too long.
so you'd probably arrive about the time Kotar does. See him stepping into the inn.
Evening, Kotark. Afternoon, Kotark. Sorry. It's been a long day.
It has.
The tone of that.
So, I really hate to ask this of you, but can you afford to buy 20 rations?
Yes? Is there a reason?
I'm trying to solve a problem that never should have happened.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can. How much is a ration?
Not a lot.
Yeah, I can. No problem. Do you need it right now? Should we go now or?
Yes, the sooner the better, I think.
All right. Off to go ration buying.
I mean, you make it to a nearby general goods store as a prepared individual, as you are, Sarah, and you picked an inn not too far away from.
Oh, one ration is 5 silver.
For a full day of feed.
That's true. Yeah, I'll buy how many? 20?
20.
Yeah, sure, I'll buy 20.
All right. One behind the counter, very amused at your heavy preparation for just the two of you. Wraps up the various dried jerkies and fruits and gives you 40 pounds of rations.
Oh gosh, I forgot how heavy they were.
I think I can carry that just fine.
They pack it in such a way that it's not too difficult.
I have 20 strength, so I should be okay.
Yeah. So you have rations.
Lots of rations.
So many rations.
So yeah, where do you need these?
Down by the docks, there's a building there.
There are probably multiple. Well, you lead the way.
Sorry, something just fell. It was really loud and spooked me. Yeah.
Okay. It takes about a half hour as you find yourself once again at the green door. What do you do?
I'm gonna once again knock.
The door swings open and there is a little boy. Quickly looks around. Sarah gives you a very concerned look before running at the not brown green door. before darting inside, leaving the door ajar, presumably for you to enter. Pushing your way inside, you can see that the man is hunched over and the boy is whispering in his ear very quickly. Ah, friend. I see you brought an associate. The associate. Excuse me.
I will gesture at my hands and say that carrying a lot of weight is not something I can exactly do right now.
Understandable, understandable. I, I see you have brought your donation. So very kind of you.
Is there a table to put these on? I'll just put them on the table.
Shift down, very quickly sworn by children as they seemingly come boil out of the woodwork.
Oh,
A good 30 or so children. Some of them you've seen before when you'd come hang out with Kotark by the Dark.
this is way more children than I'm ready for. Right. I will just kind of put the food down and hand it out. I guess. I don't know.
Kotark, you watch. Wait, let me double check Sarah's perception. Okay. Both of you catch one of the younger, like missing two front teeth, absolutely adorable little goblin, gives you just the warmest "Thank you, Misty" hugs. And for a moment, you were fairly sure that you felt your coin purse move.
I make sure to secure it.
Yes, they almost took it.
I secure it as well as I can. I don't want to have to break a child's arm.
Right. Well, I thank you very kindly, Miss.
Oh, I'm Sarah.
Thank you very kind for helping your friend here with his very generous donation to our orphanage. As you can see, we've many mouths to feed, and every little bit helps. I will note, Kotark, you have not seen Susan in the throng of children.
Yeah, well, it's no problem. Kotek's a really nice person.
Mr. There's a sudden flash of a smile. Sarah, you're not sure why, but Kotark, you realize you had never given your name. Mr. Kotark, if you'd be so kind, step in the back here. We'll mark down the donation in our ledger to be better able to thank you in the future.
All right, I walk back there.
Oh, they're leaving me with the children. I
Be
hate
careful, they're
children.
ravenous.
Oh no.
They are showing you all of their like little macaroni art, trying to play games, asking if you'll braid their hair, the whole nine.
I am as polite as I can while trying to actively avoid them.
Like hands on pockets, like trying to cover all your stuff. As Kotark, you were brought into the back room, and he gestures to a little bag sitting on the table. It would so happen that I sent my little angels out at the behest of you, our new friend. And sure enough, they found your acquaintance's bag. There, tossed so haphazardly on the street, probably by the foul child who had filched the individual. I'm sure this bounces our agreements?
It does.
He stands aside for you to take it.
I do take it.
You have yourself a blessed evening, Mr. Kotark.
There was a small shiver at that. Hope your little angels find their way off these messy streets.
One can hope. And he grand gesture as he steps back in. Children, children, leave the poor dear alone. There's so many of you, and only one of her. Be kind, please. Settle down, settle down. They finally give you some breathing room. As many of them settle at tables and start munching on the food y'all brought.
Okay, well, thank you. Bye. Just out the door.
No, nope. Note to self. Sarah's weakness. Children. Period.
Doesn't like them.
I asked like a week or two ago how she felt about kids.
I don't remember how I answered.
I think we squared it away. But yeah. Add to inventory 1 pouch of Union.
Ew.
Rude.
What is Union doing in a pouch?
No, it's a pouch made of Union.
I'm
Oh,
a
wow.
cow.
Worse.
I'm a kangaroo.
So, as you square yourselves away, I will note that throughout the time traveling the streets, you've not seen or heard hide nor hair of the white tiefling.
Yeah, so now I gotta find him. Yeah.
So why'd you decide to make a donation to an orphanage?
As I said before, dealing with a problem that never should have happened.
Okay. I mean, fair enough.
Double check to make sure they didn't take anything from you.
I'll double check my stuff.
Thanks to your paranoid securing, as again you have been on the docks, you knew better. All your stuff's there, except one of your daggers. There's a kid back there with a knife. Have fun.
Have fun, old man!
That gif squirted.
By the way, Sarah, I've had a question come up today, and, well, I trust you understand more about the laws of here. Is there such thing as rent on a dock?
Rent?
Yeah, rent for staying near a dock?
Slip rent.
You mean just for walking around on a dock, or?
No, like when you stay at the inns? That kind?
Boat rent?
I don't know.
For the record, that doesn't ring any bells. Maybe if you were like renting a building.
Yeah, I mean, if you're renting like a slip for your ship, then that's rent. It's called slip rent.
Yeah, well, she's referring to in character of something that happened.
I know. Like
Yeah,
rent
never
on a
heard
dock
of
is like
I didn't think so, but I'm still uncertain how to handle it. Do I just pay him?
Pay who?
The dock owner?
I mean, is he legit?
How am I supposed to know this?
To ask around? I don't know. I've never been charged rent for being on a dock.
Oh, I'll just deal with it when it comes up. Uh, I'll deal with the other.
Do you need any help?
Do you know any secret ways for finding a white tiefling faster?
We could ask the guard. Did he go missing?
I just feel the trust in me to go. "Yeah."
I barely know the guy, and he just slips away the first time I'm left alone with him. It's not my fault.
I'm not blaming you. I don't trust him, so, and I trust you, so. I mean, we can ask the guard, see if they know anything. If you ask them or talk.
Yeah, we can ask them while Yudo looks around, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
So, it's not long back before you find yourself, as we'll refer to as the site of the incident. There you can still see the couple of guards over there playing dice with various dock workers. No sign of union. And plenty of children.
I'm gonna stay away from kids at this point. Just stay away.
Yeah, my coins are going in my backpack, and my backpack staying very much on my.
Wait, the guards were playing dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or those? Okay.
The same ones that had checked on the boy and all that.
Is there a guard that's not preoccupied with another task?
They appear to be the only ones currently in that immediate area.
Alright, I'm gonna approach them.
As you approach the heavier set one. Ah! Damn it, Frederick. Three times. How do I know these dice ain't rigged? You know what? I'm gonna have these dice test. But you use loaded dice too. I am. You weren't supposed to know that. Uh, yes. How can I help you? Fine. His attention goes to you, sir. Individuals.
Sorry to disturb you. I'm just wondering if you've seen a white tiefling recently.
You were the one with that, he's like giving that, totally obvious sleazeball smile, but trying to, like just do it out of the corner as his eyes keep flicking back to Sarah. He's not an attractive individual. But, you were there with that, antler boy, huh? Yeah, he got hauled off. Broke a kid's arm.
He what?
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
He broke a kid's arm. So we had him arrested. Shoot, that was about an hour or so ago. Probably a little more.
I turn and start going to the guardhouse.
They were taking him to the central housing. Think about it, I don't know why.
And then I'll go that way.
Just,
And I'm just gonna keep up with Sarah.
if you if you need any other assistance.
I-
Damn it, Frederick, you scared her away. What do? And they go back to playing dice. It's a 10-minute walk to get to the central guardhouse. You do note that you pass an alley where there is a fairly heavy guard presence. So much so that it's difficult for you to try and look down. But you can see that there's someone down in the alley with presumably a light spell, and both of you are perceptive enough to catch a wide splatter of crimson against one of the walls.
Lovely neighborhood.
I have a bad feeling. Yeah, I'll keep going. Keep that in my mind, but keep going. I don't want to disturb the guards and have them try and arrest me or something.
You arrive soon at a squat but long the central guardhouse, in the front of which are posted two uniformed individuals, spears at the ready, that watch you cautiously as you approach.
I'm looking for a white tiefling with antlers.
Eyes flick to each other. They do a little head nod for you. Spectre's inside.
Okay. I'll go in if they let me.
They don't stop you. Kodor, do you follow?
Yeah, I'm following.
As the two of you enter, you can hear it's rather clamorous. You have individuals talking to, guards talking amongst each other. You can hear the clamor from what you presume are the cells down in the further section of the hall. There is a trio of desks sort of set in that, like one in the middle and two diagonally offset from it. The leftmost of which, just a bit apart from that, is an individual what appears to be wearing the guard colors, but in relatively um, light clothing. Just a loose-fitting shirt, a pair of black pants, and what looks to be very well-worn boots, in the midst of talking to a woman who is in hysterics. Both of you, again, are perceptive enough to hear. I'll tell you the same thing I told him before. He came out covered in blood. It was a devil. I tell you, it was a devil.
Just a long, drawn out sigh. So, Kotar, remember when I said to keep an eye on?
I'm sorry.
This is why I said to keep an eye on him.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? We're a little busy at the moment. Guy behind the middle desk.
I'm looking for a white tiefling with antlers.
How loudly do you say that?
Just loud enough for him to know. The lady's in hysterics. I don't want to make it worse for her.
Okay, so you approach him to have this discussion?
Yes.
Okay. As you pass it over, let me see if someone does here. He does not. Goes through starts like going through a log. It looks like. We've got Amber. No, that's not a white tiefling. The only tiefling we got registered here. Want it for arson. Yeah, no white tieflings with antlers.
I was told by the guards on the dock that he was being arrested and brought here.
Kotark, you see that the lightly clothed individual is sort of gently forced the woman to sit down, gave her like a little wooden cup of water, or hope it's water, and very quietly has positioned himself not immediately next to the two of you, but is definitely listening in. Noted Tempest. Uh,
I
when was it supposed to be? Because I mean, it could still be on the way.
allegedly came hours ago, and I have a feeling it has something to do with why that lady is.
I'm sorry. Your name is.
Sarah.
Your head turns to the half-elven individual who is very much reading you. Sarah, are you familiar with an individual of about? He holds his hand up, about stature of so. Add a little more for what was defined as devilish horns or antlers of some kind.
I know of him, yes.
Wonderful. Step this way, please. Your compatriot is more than welcome to join us.
Okay. Come on, Kotark, we're gonna get interrogated.
I I assure you, no such
That
hostilities.
that was out of character, I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, but he calmly leads you to a side room where interrogations might happen. Um, as he closes the door to deafen some of the sound, as you can see, we are in a bit of hysterics here within the central house. But could I get you something to drink?
Some water, please.
Very well. Please have a seat. Sticks his head out, talks to someone. It is not long before a pitcher and some wooden cups are brought.
Okay.
So, pulls a chair and sits across from you. I'll be as upfront with the information that I have, and I do hope so very sincerely that you do likewise with me. Your compatriot, do you happen to have a name so I need not give him such titles as compatriot, acquaintance, and hopefully not accomplice?
Gonna hesitate for a second before saying union.
Union. Duly noted. And my apologies for my lack of manners. You, sir, are
Okay.
Kotark. Thank you very much. So, if you cannot tell by the poor woman who is absolutely distraught from what she witnessed today, things are complicated with this union. He was seen at some point staggering out from an alley, head to toe splattered with wounds and blood, before three individuals pushed him back into the alley, as witnesses have reported, and he's not been seen since. Now, that in and of itself is not an uncommon happening here within the Dock District, as much as we try to stamp out the corruption and ill beings present. But I am afraid that, having scoured the scene myself very briefly, we found two guards dead in a dumpster. and a copious amount of blood.
Wonderful, wonderful. It was sarcastic, wonderful. I apologize.
No. This union, any violent tendencies? Are you aware if he's resisted arrest before?
Just the longest drawn out side.
Care to clarify?
I, at one point, many years ago, I was out to arrest. It's the long story short. And as you can tell, I didn't succeed. He claims to be changed, but sites like this kind of throw a wrench in my beliefs, or my belief of him, my believing him. That's what I meant to say.
That is very unfortunate. It is no small task to try and make a second attempt at life. After all, if you could do me a favor, I will present you with some parchment. Uh, if you could write down any associates, anywhere you might think he would go into hiding, I would like to bring him in as peacefully as possible, of course.
Okay.
I greatly appreciate your cooperation.
Of course, can't have potentially extremely violent people who murder guard those.
Well, by all accounts, that was not the worst of it. I believe he was being brought in due to violence against a minor.
Yeah, I heard he broke a child's arm.
Right. Well, please bear with me one more moment. I'll be back with some parchment and ink. Kindly make the list for me. It would be of great appreciation. And he steps out of the room, leaving you two there for a moment.
All of this happened because he lost his wallet.
I mean, it's not out of it's just in his nature. I didn't think he would snap that easily.
You didn't make it sound so
Racist?
bad.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
Which you?
Nah, go Turk.
I didn't realize that it was so bad when you mentioned it before.
It's way worse actually. I just don't. Yeah, I don't want him immediately put to death when they find out.
Why not death?
I like to. I really, really want to see him get better, redeem himself. And dying is kind of the easy way out. He just doesn't have to deal with it anymore. And I don't want that.
There's a gentle rap upon the door before the investigator steps back in. You notice his hands are empty. No parchment, no ink and quill. So, as much as I would appreciate your assistance, it would appear that the guard's murderers have been located.
Have been what?
Located.
Oh,
Now we have still not found your friend Union, but by their own admission, he had nothing to do with it. You can tell there's a slight twitch on the corner of the investigator's eyes, like he's not exactly thrilled with this outcome.
well then.
Well, if there's anything else I can do for you, I thank you for providing your time and assistance with the investigation now concluded. There's a flickering glare towards the door.
Well, I'm glad you could find the ones who did it at least. And I hope they actually are the ones who did.
One can hope. Please, uh, if you need a moment, enjoy the water. It is quite the scorcher out there. If there's anything else I can do, I'll be just outside.
Thank you.
And with a clear control of his emotions, he steps out and kind of see him gritting his teeth, really annoyed.
Okay, fine. I break. Hang on.
You break.
That is much bigger than I thought it'd be.
What?
What?
I'm casting Detect Thoughts.
Ah. Alright. Just as he's closing the door, you are immediately hit with a wave of anger. The brief sort of glimpse of him speaking with someone who appears to be of senior ranking to him, told to let it go, it's been handled. And of course, you're then able to cross the surface thoughts of Sarah. Everyone else would be behind closed doors and such. So you're not sure whose thoughts you're browsing after the door closes.
I guess we get back to looking.
He is still missing after all.
I am still gonna punch him in the face.
I'd stab him.
I'm not gonna stab him.
A punch in the face might knock him out.
He still broke a child's arm. So yeah, I'll get up and head towards the door.
Uh, as you step through Kotark, you can see the woman is still sitting there collecting herself. Doing it, Joe. Where you're with your spell still up, you catch briefly that exact image, Union, at the edge of the that familiar alleyway, covered and riddled with wounds, barely holding himself up, um, not even armed in this brief glimpse of an image, and you don't hear him say it, but with that thought, you can barely perceptibly see him mouthing the words "help." And then the spell ends.
No. Yes, Oregon.
He had something he had to go do.
Oh,
Once we're away from the guards, I'm gonna try and describe it for Sarah. It was help that he.
Best you can tell. Again, someone else's mind and their recollection of how things went could have been anything, but you're confident it was him asking for help.
well, that's a weird thing to ask for if you just killed 2 people.
He prefers using a weapon, right?
An axe, from what I remember.
Those would be a little hard to hide, I think.
Oh, great. Went to the guards, came out with more questions.
Speaking of questions, from this comes like from between you and immediately behind the two of you.
Quickly, turn.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, didn't mean to startle you. You here for the mess maker?
I am.
He should be waking up about now. He's he's not all right.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean his insides were outside, and his outsides, well, some of them was insides. For the record, this is short little halfling. I'm kind of in enemy territory right now, so if we could get him, move on.
Please lead the way.
And he is devilishly fast as he slips into the alley.
Follow as best I can.
Twists and turns lead you to seeing a different side of the market, one that you was probably sure was there, but never got to witness firsthand. Individuals poking out of doors, exchanging money very quickly for Lord knows what. But at the same time, deliveries of goods to little old ladies. A living back alley before you are presented with a solid black door. The halfling knocks a few times, pauses, a couple more. The slate opens, closes without a word. And when it opens, you can see, with best as your vision can make out, Union currently very heavily bandaged and stitched up, propped on one of the bunk beds, unconscious. And that is where we fade to black.
Okay.
So we're gonna stab him.